Welcome to this full faction overview for Lordaeron, the human forces of the North Alliance, the non-magical, you could say. So this video will be covering the units, the heroes, and the quests of Lordaeron. So let me go ahead and start building up with cheats here. So your first hero will be Arthas Menethil, Crown Prince of Lordaeron. He has Divine Shield on D, which is his innate ability. And then he will have Holy Nova on Q, which is a damaging Nova that does not slow or slow attack speed or movement speed, so it's only damage. Then he has Summon Royal Guards. His Royal Guards have Taunt and Perfect Defend. He also has Holy Aura, which is Unholy Aura but a bit weaker, so it's not as powerful as the undead equivalent. And finally, his ultimate is Solar Judgment. He will be firing bolts in an area. Those bolts will damage enemies but heal allied units. So that is Arthas, the first hero. You also have access to Captain Falric, the demi-hero. He is mostly a support unit because he has a shackle that can target heroes. So he's useful to aim at enemy heroes. And yeah, that's Captain Falric. Alright, let's get a bit more gold and not only 99. There we go. Okay, so the next building we're going to be having a look at is the barracks. So the barracks, first we have the footmen, classic footmen with defend and combat experience. They can be upgraded to the veteran footmen. Veteran footmen gain charge. They have perfect defend, which means they always have defend turn on and they do not lose movement speed, and they have better stats. Then we have the huntsman, the archer that can get ensnare and rapid fire. And finally the knight, the powerful mounted infant melee unit. So further casters, Lordaeron has access to the mage. So the mage is an offensive caster that has Ice Bolt, which stuns a target enemy and deals some damage. They have Dispel Magic, and they have Icefall, which is a mini blizzard, if you will. There we go. Then the next caster is the Pastor, which is the healing caster. So they have Cleanse, which deals 600 damage to summoned units and remove all buffs from a target unit, including anti-magic shield. They also have Renewal, which is a healing spell. Here we go. And finally, they have Rain of Light, which is an area of effect healing spell that will heal all friendly units in the target area for 100 hit points. It's instant, so that can be a very powerful tool, but it is very mana intensive. Finally, their last unit from the Arcane Study is the Silverhand Squire, which is a limited 12, very powerful melee unit. They are classified as undead, which basically means they're immune to plague damage. So Disease Cloud and all kind of undead spells will not be able to target them. They also have Charge. And they have Flaming Sword, which deal 20 bonus damage to their enemies. So as you can see, their damage is quite low, but because they have Flaming Sword, they have pure like magic damage that goes through armor. And finally, they have Spell Resistance, a very powerful unit. Alright. Now we're going to cheat a bit for now. We're going to look at the High Tower and at the Siege Workshop. So the High Tower is a building with units that get unlocked with quests and other researches. So first the Pegasus Knights. They're a very strong air unit, and they can attack ground with their attack. They can swoop down like this. So they have a very strong melee attack for ground and a piercing attack for air. They also have Cloud and Aerial Shackles. Then we have the Eagles. The Eagles, they're the range flying support, so they have a powerful magic attack. It is very fast, so they have high DPS, but they're pretty squishy. And finally, the Throne Guard. So the Throne Guard are very strong, limited 2 only unit that have Charge, Protector of Kings, which give nearby heroes 50 armor, which means that as long as these guys are alive, it's very hard to kill Lordaeron heroes. They also have heavy armor, cleaving attack, and elite combat experience. And in the Siege Workshop, we have the Scorpion, which has a very long range piercing attack, a very powerful piercing attack. And we have the Mangonel, which has a siege attack. So this is the Lordaeron siege unit. And not last but not least, for the units, we have the Paladin. So the Paladin is the Lordaeron elite. They can get a quest that gives them reincarnation. They have Holy Light, Divine Shield, Resurrection, and Consecrated Strike. So now let's take a look at the other heroes for Lordaeron. We have Uther, the Lightbringer. So this hero is a very powerful melee hero. His spells are Consecration, which is a War Stun. There we go. He also has Lightbringer Strength that will give him a lot of damage, armor, and life regeneration. He has Devotion Aura, and his ultimate is Exact Justice. So Exact Justice will create a zone around him. Every unit in that zone will take 0 damage. When the spell finishes channeling, all the damage that was absorbed will be dealt back to enemies in the area as damage. A very powerful... Basically, it's like a AoE Divine Shield. But it's even better because they're not invulnerable. They actually tank the damage. So the next Lordaeron hero is Alexandros Morgraine. So he starts with the Ashbringer, which is a very powerful item that grants Divine Shield as well as other type spells. His innate ability is Holy Light. And his other ability are Seismic Slam. This is a very powerful stun. It's basically Impale, but with a shorter duration in the air. So it's basically a stun in a line. Then he has Holy Power, which buffs himself, his attack speed and his movement speed. And Weapon Empowerment. So this spell is very interesting. Basically, every level he will unlock a different ability. So the first one is, I believe, is Communion. Actually, I'm not sure. But basically, it's the spells are Pulverize, Incinerate, Communion, which gives him regeneration, and Crusade Aura, which reduces the enemy movement speed by 10% around him. Finally, his ultimate is Wail of the Ashbringer. Every time he attacks, he has a 20% chance to revive 3 nearby ally units. So obviously in the late game, this is a very powerful hero that will keep your army alive. And the last hero for Lordaeron is Garithos, the Grand Marshal. So Garithos' spells are Stormbolt. It's a very low range stun, single target. He has Rally, which is very powerful to give movement speed to all the units around him. Mighty Guard to make him pretty resistant to damage. He has Innate Command Aura. And finally Cavalry Onslaught, which is basically a stampede with a bunch of cavalry. So that is Garithos, and that is the that is the Lordaeron Hero Squad. So now let's take a look at their quests. So their starting quest is to destroy, and now I'm going to do this. So their starting quest is simply to take control of this little area here, which is Strabrock. So once they get this, this will be this will give them control of the buildings in Strabrock here. This is a starting quest. It's not very difficult. There we go. So excellent. Another quest is to destroy the Alterac Valley. So over here, we're gonna cheat a bit. So this is Black Rock and Roll, and this is going to liberate Stratholme. This is gonna give you this very nice big city over here. This is Stratholme City. Excellent. Next there is the Fortified City. So basically you will gain tier hand when Stratholme is destroyed, or if turn 14 is expanded. So for now we'll keep it at that. Let's keep going. So the next quest is going to be Hearthglen. So Hearthglen here is here. It's simple. We kill the zombies here. And there we go. We have Hearthglen. Now, Hearthlands. To get Hearthlands, which is the capital city, we need to kill Lord Barov, which is over here. So we're going to go kill him real quick. There we go. And now we unlock capital city. Excellent. So, the exile. To unlock Morgraine, you need to wait until turn 15. The Scarlet Crusade. So, if you have Tear's End, you can research the Scarlet Crusade there. And you need to have completed the fortified city, of course. And this is going to basically reset you into a new faction. So you'll lose everything and you'll spawn as the Scarlet Crusade. We're gonna go over this one later. Shores of Northrend. So this one, we need to control Caradaro Keep, which is this one. So I'm gonna control it by cheating. Am I 8? No, I don't remember what number I am. Oh, I'm 1, right? Yeah. No, that is not me either. I don't remember the player name. Maybe 10? Owner 10. No? Owner 9? There we go. Okay, so now I control it. And I also need to research the expedition. So we go here, expedition. I research it. And then this is going to give me a base over here in Northrend. This is a perfect stage for invasion. So I can teleport here with my army. Then to the skies is very simple. I need to control Storm Peak and Lordaeron Keep. And this gives me the Eagles. Then we have Line of Succession. So for this one, I need to control this control point over here, and I needed to have it level 10 or higher. So I'm gonna spend it that way. And here we go. Now Arthas becomes King Arthas. I gained the Crown of Lordaeron, very powerful. I gained the King of Lordaeron's Sword, which is a airy attack, cleaving attack spell. My Holy Hora becomes better. All my stats become better, and very importantly, my units upgrade. So as you can see, my knights become gallant knights, and my archers become royal arbalists. So the arbalists have armor piercing, which does bonus damage to heavy armor, and the gallant knight have sundering blades, which give them bonus to medium armor, as well as improved stats, obviously. So those are all the quests of Lordaeron -1, which is the Kingdom of Man. If you gain both crowns, and I control Stormwind, then it gives me the Crown of Mankind, which is a very powerful item, and Arthas gains a lot of experience. Also, all my units will become even stronger. So that is the overview of Lordaeron, one of the principal factions of Warcraft Legacies. I hope you appreciate it, and I will catch you later for the next overview.